It's my good buddy, Justin Frazier, Liberty Property Investing. We've known each other a few years. He bought one of my properties.
Yeah.
He just bought a 40 unit.
Yes, sir.
In Virginia.
Yeah.
And I'm buying a 7 unit very close to here. It's Trenton, but it's across the street from Ewing. So Justin's asked me a few questions about that property and how I got it, how I'm financing it, and how I'm going to stabilize it, and how I'm going to raise the value of it.
Spoiler alert.
Okay.
Rick got all my questions. Yeah, so as you said, I picked up a 40 unit earlier this year. So
congratulations, man.
Thank you. So apartment investing is top of mind. So I want to hear from you how you found an apartment in this market. How did you come across that property?
Direct mail.
Okay.
He responded to one of my letters. He owns a bunch of properties. I wasn't interested in the others, but I was interested in this one because it's a nice street. And again, it's Trenton. It is literally across the street from Ewing, and it's a very pretty street, so I think it's going to be a good addition to my portfolio.
So a lot of people write letters to single-family homeowners. Is there anything different about the letter that you send to the owner of an apartment?
No. In fact, although I sent it to him for one of his single-family homes, he said, by the way, I also own this property and this property and this mixed use, and there was a bunch of them, like 4 or 5 of them, and this 7 unit. So he came through the back door. If you excuse the
So you weren't specifically targeting that 7 unit, but it came up as part of your conversation.
Right.
Well, that's great. So how do you look when you're looking at a 7 unit? How do you know if the numbers are going to make sense? What do you look at?
Well, it's really no different. I'm looking at. He sent me a rent roll. Okay. When I looked at the rent roll, he also represented to me that all 7 units were rented. I come to find out that is not true.
Shocker. A seller lied? No.
That only 4 of them were rented. And when he sent me the rent roll, I noticed that the rents are rather low. So I'm actually glad that the other 3 are not rented.
Right.
Because in Trenton they have rent stabilization. So when you renew a lease, you can only raise the rent 2.2%. But if it's a new lease, you could raise it to market value.
Okay.
So I will be able to raise the rents on those 3 apartments between $100 to $125 a month each.
That's incredible.
And he has agreed to get the COs for each apartment.
So they'll be ready to go.
They'll be ready to go. They'll be ready to go.
Not super renovated or high end, but you can at least put a tenant in there. So you're saying, as is with the CO, you can get that increase from day one.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
No question. No question.
Now, when you underwrote the deal and you priced it, did he price it, or did you price it based on the new higher rents or the old rents that he was getting?
No, I based it on the old rents that he was getting, and he was asking. He had it on the market before. He was asking $385 for it, and it didn't sell. Yeah, I think it was 2011. I can't remember right now, but at that point the taxes were $5,000 something. Now the taxes are $12,000.
Oh my goodness!
So the first thing I'm going to do. Guess what? I'm going to appeal the taxes as soon as I close on it. I feel I'll get it reduced.
You think so?
Yeah. So I based my numbers on the what was there, and the old rents. Because at the time he gave it to me, I thought those were the rents.
Right.
I didn't realize the 3 of them were vacant.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about financing.
Please.
Okay, as you know, I love seller financing.
You are the master of seller financing.
Well, guess what I have on this property?
I hope it's seller financing.
You got it.
All right.
I got seller financing, so I'm buying it now. If I go to a lender on a 7 unit, how much do they want down?
20%?
25% down? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing it with 10% down.
That's great.
Okay. What is their interest rate?
Somewhere in the 5s right now?
5.5%, 6%?
Yeah.
3%.
3%.
So I have 10% down with 3% for 4 years.
3%
Interest
for 4
only
years.
or more. I can always pay it down for 4 years. Well, that will give me the time to raise the rents, right? Thereby raising the value of the property and make it easier to refinance in 4 years, unless he wants to renew the.
So that's the plan. Raise the rent, stabilize the property.
That's right.
More income. you'll have a few years worth of income and expenses to show your new lender, which will be a bank probably.
Probably.
And they'll probably at that point give you 75% loan to value or so.
Right.
So, but you're hoping that by increasing the value of the property, you're not coming with anything else out of pocket.
That's correct.
Right. So for the 10% down on what was the price?
$350.
$350. So you're going with $35,000.
Yep.
Right. And in 4 years,
Yes.
you will have not put anything extra into it,
Right.
and you'll have a much higher value property, and you'll just be rolling in the cash flow. That sounds
Right now,
fantastic.
if it's fully, based on the rents I'm anticipating, if it's fully rented, or once I have it fully stabilized, it will cash flow at about $20,000 a year.
$20,000 a year
Yes.
for a $35,000 upfront investment.
That's right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What's the ROI on that? Super high.
Yeah,
Super high percent.
High. Cash on cash, high,
Yeah,
really high.
absolutely.
Right, yeah.
Right. Incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so how are you going to manage this?
Well, as I do my other properties, I have my general contractor,
Mm-hmm.
Adam Cool,
Mm-hmm.
and I just spoke to him about this property, and my tenants know that if there is a maintenance issue, they call him.
Mhm.
They do not call me, because if
Right.
they call me, I'm calling him.
Right.
Okay, I'm not handy.
Mm-hmm.
If we're watching TV and something from the do-it-yourself channel comes on, my wife hides my eyes for very good reason, because my skill set stops at changing a light bulb.
I'm right there with you.
Okay.
I get it.
So they call Adam, but all my tenants, and I have about 15 of them right now,
Mm-hmm.
do direct deposit. They go to the bank. Each has their own account.
Mm-hmm.
Each building has their own account,
Mm-hmm.
and they just deposit directly. It's this way. They don't have to say, I mailed the letter, my dog ate it, I mailed the
Mm-hmm.
rent. It's direct deposit. I don't see any reason why you can't do it on this one.
Right.
If it gets to be too onerous, I may at some point, when I just get to a certain point, I don't want to deal with it anymore, just sign a property management contract with Adam and let him collect the rents.
Mhm.
I'll have enough income then, so that if he's not going to charge me 10% on that,
Mhm.
charges me 8%, whatever it is, it'll be okay.